The Epstein saga continues.
Maybe conspiracy isn't crazy.
Let's talk about it, y'all. Middle America. Well, yesterday we shot the Epstein video.
Yes, we did.
Thank you to all the new Americans, new Middle Americans that have showed up.
Welcome.
If you want to be part of our growing online community, all you have to do is facebook.com/AmericaMiddle. And you will be able to hang out, make statements, suggest show topics, etc. You get access to Sori and I, which I don't really think you care about because you're more news-minded, but the big thing is you get access to other like-minded Middle Americans who are trying to crawl their way through the disaster that is our country currently.
Oh my gosh.
God bless America. There are some... Most folks in the forum are centrists. You have center left, center right. Everybody's been very respectful. It is a completely free speech environment, and it's going to take a lot for me to remove a post, much less remove a person. So if a completely free speech environment is not your cup of tea, and I'm not mad at you for it,
Don't go there.
don't go there. But like I said, everybody's been respectful. We've got an up and coming, hopefully soon.
Well, yeah, basically we don't condone inciting violence on the channel.
Right.
Yeah.
We do have an up and coming political commentary YouTuber, future YouTuber named Matthew Maida, and he's kind of a center left guy, brilliant, full of compassion and stuff. So you get all that if you show up at the thingamajiggy. Okay, well, yesterday we shot the video. I was very proud of how balanced we were. I was proud that we didn't go the Alex Jones route. I did say yesterday that if you believe the Epstein thing was a conspiracy theory, I respected it because there are some pretty fishy issues. We covered the fact that the prison that Epstein was died in was
Understaffed, being staffed by teachers.
Augmented with, right.
Yeah.
And it's come out, for sure enough, that one of the staffers was not a correctional officer. Now, people are freaking out, going crazy about this. Of course, most people don't know about the augmentation strategy that they use to deal with the short staff because Trump cut those positions. I mean, it's clear he did it. We talked about it yesterday. And then today, a couple things happened that will make you scratch your head. Okay, number one, as of 14 August, the chief coroner, a Miss Barbara Sampson, said that she was confident that Mr. Epstein's death was a suicide.
Confident that it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, she hadn't done the requisite work to do it, but she was confident that Mr. Epstein's death was a suicide. Okay. All right. Well, that's what she said. And that's what you'd expect her to say, and that's what I would have said. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I'm just wondering what's going to come up next. Because the thing was suspicious to me, but what's happening?
What looks suspicious to you?
His death and his connection to the Clintons and what he was doing, and he was going to be going up on trial and what might possibly come out of it, and I don't know. It's just suspicious.
So she released a report today.
Oh no.
She released a report today.
And?
Today, a medical examiner performed the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein, said Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Barbara Sampson in a statement Sunday night. The Emmy's determination is pending further information at this time.
So it wasn't cut and dry.
Meaning she couldn't definitively say, oh yeah, he died of asphyxiation by hanging. I mean, if it's asphyxiation... Now look, I'm not one of these criminal pathologists, so I don't know. All I know is that 2 or 3 days ago, a young lady was telling us she was confident that Mr. Epstein was going to be classified as death by hanging. And now we're being told that we need more information and it's inconclusive. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That
We're
seems a little
not feeling
fishy to me.
confident, that's for sure.
That seems a little fishy to me. Furthermore,
does.
listen to this. At the request of those representing the decedent and with the awareness of the federal prosecutor, I allowed a private pathologist, Dr. Michael Baden, to observe the autopsy examination. This is routine practice. My office defers to the involved law enforcement agencies regarding other investigations around his death. Inquiries regarding the termination of the chief medical examiner should be directed towards my office. So what she's saying here is, hey, all the other stuff about it, I don't know. All I'm telling you is what we do. So don't ask me any questions about anything else. And a private pathologist. So she works for the state of New York City. This guy, Baden, works for himself.
Yep.
And he was allowed access to observe the autopsy.
Yeah.
Now, why in the world
Would he want to do that?
Well, he didn't want to do it. The Epstein empire wanted him to do it. And it's just, again, I don't know. She's saying that it's routine. If it's routine, why did she have to say at the request of those representing the decedent and with the awareness of the federal prosecutor?
Yeah.
She, to me, those two seem like justifications for why you were doing it. Well, if it was routine, why do you need to justify it?
Yeah.
Now, a person could say, well, this is a different case because it's the Epstein situation. It's a high-profile case, so you're not going to handle it normally. Okay. Okay. Who is this Michael Baden guy? Well, here is who Michael Baden is. During his decades-long career, Baden has investigated the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, who died under very mysterious circumstances.
Yes.
To this day, there is still Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., also died under very strange circumstances. If you look at the, there's an agency guy on Joe Rogan. His name is Michael something or other. And he was talking about, Rogan was like, is there anything that bothers you that had happened? And he talked about Martin Luther King. He's like, a lot of things fell in place. It looks very strange.
Yeah.
This guy Baden was in the middle of that. Testified as a defense witness for O.J. Simpson. Another controversial death. And identified the bodies of Tsar Nicholas II of Russia and Nazi doctor Joseph Mengele. Tsar Nicholas was assassinated. And Mr. Mengele was Mengele. You know that. So, here's my point. This guy is known for observing or doing autopsies on high-profile people who die under mysterious circumstances, i.e. were assassinated.
Yeah.
This is the guy that was observing the autopsy. Now, why oh why would the Epstein family want him with that type of track record in their... In the
so the family doesn't think he killed himself.
Well,
is what it's looking like.
That's what it's looking like to me. Otherwise, why have this guy there?
Yeah. You don't want to get. Yeah. Oh, I would have done the same thing.
There's not a lot of information here. All I'm saying is, it's just strange.
Yes.
These are people, like I said, John Kennedy, mysterious circumstances to this day. Martin Luther King, Tsar Nicholas.
Yep.
High-profile people who have been assassinated under strange circumstances. Or defending O.J. Simpson, whose wife died under strange circumstances. You put those together between the medical examiner saying, oh, I'm confident.
Yep.
To the medical examiner saying, it's inconclusive. To the medical examiner saying, Michael Baden can come over here. And then Michael Baden we see is a guy who specializes in high-profile mysterious deaths. I don't know. Here's another one that's very interesting. 4chan user posted about Jeffrey Epstein's death before it was public.
4chan? What's 4chan? 4chan?
4chan is like some underground, like black site thing where people get together and talk about a bunch of stuff.
No.
This is NBC News, by the way. This is not some strange...
Oh my gosh.
This is not some strange whatever. This is NBC News.
Wow.
Here are the key points. Before the first news reports surfaced that Jeffrey Epstein had been found unresponsive in his jail cell, a post about his death mysteriously appeared on the online message board 4chan. Authorities now want to know who is behind the post.
Wow. Which contained medically accurate details about the financier and accused sex trafficker. Wow.
So somebody from 4chan
Oh my gosh.
told us about all this information prior to it being made open to the public. This is what he said. Don't ask me how I know, but Epstein died an hour ago from hanging and cardiac arrest. Screen cap this. The text was accompanied by an image of Pepe the Frog, the internet meme is popular among far-right internet trolls. So, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. The authorities want to know who this guy is. How did this happen? How did he know an hour beforehand? That, this stuff, it's like when, anytime there's a mass shooting or something like that, there's always some wild-eyed, freaky person who says, the news published it before it happened. It's like a common thing that the Alex Jones people do all the time. And of course, you never see it happen in mainstream media. Mainstream media never reports that. But here, it's undeniable because there was a screen cap and a date. So there's no way. And here we go.
Yeah, but does that mean that the person knew what was going on, or does that mean somebody that worked in that jail messaged somebody?
Maybe the person was a guard. Yeah. So who knows? Epstein, you know that when he died, we covered this yesterday. Epstein was supposed to always have somebody on guard with him.
Yes, and every 30 minutes they were supposed to check on him.
Or he was always supposed to have a roommate. He had no roommate.
Right.
At the time, his roommate left.
Yeah.
And it was reported when everything happened that the people beside him in the other cells heard nothing. Which, again, rules out the murder thing, because obviously if he's being murdered, you would have heard a struggle.
Yeah.
So they reported they heard nothing. Well,
oh no.
This was published today, and again by CNN.
Shrieking heard from Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell the morning he died. Shrieking?
This is mainstream media, ladies and gentlemen. On the morning of Jeffrey Epstein's death...
Can you explain to... Oh, go ahead.
There was shouting and shrieking from his jail cell, a source familiar with this situation told CBS News. Corrections officers attempted to revive him while saying, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe." So there was shrieking and shouting, and then you've got, "Breathe, man, breathe." Why was there shrieking and shouting in the man's cell? We were told earlier that there was no shout, that the other guys didn't hear anything. That's what we were told. All these news outlets published that. Now we're being told today, as of 7:25 a.m. from CBS News, that there actually was shrieking and shouting in his
What do you mean
prison
shrieking?
cell.
Like, what? In what circumstance would somebody shriek?
Well, if they're being killed and they're trying to fight for their life, that's what would happen. So you combine that with the head medical examiner from New York City
saying it's
initially saying, so here's what we have. Initially it was, I'm confident it's going to be death by hanging, and and nobody heard anything. Now we find out she's not so confident. This mysterious Michael Bader's there observing the autopsy, and now we're told there was shrieking and shouting in Mr. Epstein's cell.
Don't you think that's weird that all of a sudden there was... It's saying that there was... Who was in his cell saying breathe?
Well, the guards. It says corrections officers attempted to
right?
revive him. Breathe, Epstein, breathe.
So if he hung himself, then you could say okay. But if he didn't, what are the guards doing in there? So somebody was able to get in his cell while he was by himself?
Well, the corrections officers, they'd have access to his cell.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're the only ones that were in there?
Well, yeah, what are you saying?
I'm saying if he killed himself, then that makes sense. If he didn't kill himself and somebody killed him, then the only people that were heard in there were guards?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, those.
Or are you saying somebody else got out of their cell and got into his cell and got out and got back in without the guards knowing what was going on?
Well, look, if you have assets that and you've got an overworked staff and you've got somebody that wants to hurt somebody, they can get in there. And of course the other
Honey, I'm
guys are not
saying
going
if
to
it happened just that close where they're telling him to breathe, it just happened.
Right. No, I get you. I get you. I don't know. It's now it's looking kind of strange. And Tim Pool pointed this out. You got MSNBC, who gave us the Russiagate conspiracy theory for 3 years, and it was complete BS. It was silly. It was stupid. The whole thing was a disaster. These people can read dog whistles from subliminals of what Trump is saying. The ability to create a conspiracy for everything.
Yeah.
But now this, they're all saying, yeah, just take the party line. He died by suicide. Really? I feel like there's more evidence in this conspiracy theory than the Russiagate one. What do you think?
Yes, I totally agree. Seems to me there's more evidence here.
I don't know, guys. A lot of powerful people, on that list. You got the Clintons, you got this prince in the UK, you got this prince in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Now we've got 2 guards being placed on leave and a warden reassigned after his death.
No.
The Justice Department said Tuesday that 2 guards who were assigned to watch Jeffrey Epstein the night he apparently killed himself have been placed on administrative leave, and the warden, Lamine Diaye, has been reassigned to an office post. This comes as both the FBI and the Justice Department's Inspector Generals are inspecting Epstein's death. This is weird stuff, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff doesn't add up.
Yes.
A lot of stuff does not add up. Here at CBS News, corrections officers may have falsified reports saying that they checked on Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, really? I'm not surprised.
That one, again, kind of makes sense based on what we saw yesterday.
Yep.
Right, where you had overworked staff,
Yep.
staff who are forced to work overtime, and then this technique called augmentation, where you take non-correctional officers and make them correctional officers. Good Lord. On one day after FBI raided Epstein's 70-acre private estate in the Virgin Islands, President Trump said Tuesday he wants a full investigation, which he said including questions about former President Bill Clinton. You have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're going to know a lot. Alright, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Do what you want. If you believe that he just killed himself and it's open and shut case, I understand. That was my position as of 24 hours ago. But I don't know. What are you thinking right now?
Well, one of the things is over here. It said, where was it saying it? That right here. You have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're going to know a lot. Why would that tell us a lot?
Well, Trump is saying that.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
it's going to tell us a lot about what?
It's going to tell us a lot about Clinton, and it's also going to tell us a lot about people to investigate. Because if they find out that Clinton was there and they jam him up, he's going to sing like a bird.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. Bill gets jammed up, he's not going down by himself. I think that's what Trump's saying.
I think he's right.
And
okay,
I think all these people know each other. Like I said, the Billionaire Club is a very, very small club, so I think they all know each other. So I actually think Trump knows something. And he's not saying, and that's why he's so vocal.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because if Trump doesn't want to talk about something, he won't.
Yeah.
He didn't talk about the death penalty thing when he did it. He didn't.
I think someone killed him.
He didn't tweet on that. Trump didn't tweet on the death penalty stuff. He didn't tweet on the Central America stuff either. He was tweeting about Ilhan and all the rest of them. Now he's tweeting this. I don't know. This is weird, man. This is weird. You didn't believe the original story from the beginning. You know, my philosophy on these things is you got to apply Occam's razor, but ooh,
He was too suspicious.
This is bad. This is very, very bad. And again, no matter what you feel about the guy, This is America. You got to have your day in court. If we want to say the man was guilty and reinitiate the death penalty for child traffickers, again, as a Christian, I never call for the death of anyone, but that makes sense. But we're not just going to say, well, good for him. Can't do that. We need to know some answers. This stuff is crazy. In the meantime, love your neighbor.
Well, wait, plus, I think that why would you say that anyway? Like,
say what?
Oh, good for him. Wouldn't you want him to go on trial so we can hear what he has to say? Well, because obviously something's trying to be hidden that we should know about.
Well, yes. I'm just saying, if he's dead, that's a done deal. So now the posture everybody takes is, who cares? He was a scumbag. If somebody killed him, they killed him. Good. I'm saying about him personally. What I'm saying is, you should still not be good with that because there's a reason we have a legal system. And so once you open the door for extrajudicial killing, it can get very, very bad in the wrong hands. So we should still worry about this stuff. Because if there was an extrajudicial killing of a billionaire, then none of us are safe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so we need to know some answers.
True.
As we get answers, we will continue to report on it. Good Lord. Are we going to say now?
Yes.
Love your neighbor.
Take care of each other.
Middle America.
We are the media.
Till next time, guys.